What would you say for yourself are three important characteristics for success?
Persistent progress. Success for me is one word: progress. I mean, like, never stop. Learn, become more. Progress is the most important, and staying consistent, thinking big.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Dave again from Making the Change, Optimizing Your Health and Mind. And I am so excited today. I have a good friend of mine, Karina Safarova. So the podcast is all about making the change, about taking that first step. And I've had an episode where we spoke about habits. I had an episode where we spoke about discipline. And then my last show, I was able to interview a good friend of mine, Marla, who's been through trials and tribulations. And now she runs a pharmacy and all the good that she's giving back to the world. And then the next thing I thought about is, wow, I have to have you on the show.
Wow, woman.
Yes, because not only does your mind work the same as mine, we believe in the same exact things, but you've been through a lot and you've come through a lot. And for me, helping people to improve their lives and make a difference in the world is what my goal is for everybody right now. And I think that you're a perfect model for women to look for when they're going through trouble and how to succeed in the end. So if you can, why don't you tell me a little bit about your upbringing and like, what is your why? What made you get into medicine and the thought process? And so why don't you start from the beginning?
Well, what is your why is my question. This is like how I call my masterminds and masterclasses, because this is the most important question. My journey started many, many years ago. Medicine always has been my passion, but bad times, they create strong people. And the hardest way is always the best way. So my teacher, who was very famous NLP coach, he was hypnologist, Max Kirsten, he gave me a book one day and it was life-changing. The book name is Find Yourself to Help Yourself. So without knowing your purpose, without knowing why you wake up, what do you want, what you can deliver, what is your core message, what is your core story, like what are you broadcasting, it makes no sense. And through challenge, we grow. My life has never been like a candy. It has been like a roller coaster, like in a good way with ups and downs. But I can say that this was really like dark times in my life. But I learned somehow how to accumulate that light. And I'm mission driven, and my mission is to light up the whole planet, to become so impactful, to become so valuable, to bring so much to this world. And I have burning desire to share. And I would love to share not just my knowledge, I would love to share my experience, all this journey, full of interesting people, interesting meetings, insights. And the Creator has been given, we all have been given one gift, choice. So we can choose what to focus, what to read, what to eat, how to react. Choice. It's all about choice and attitude. And our superpower is to create this ability to choose, to make healthy choices every single day. Every single minute you create this opportunity to make a choice which is really good for you, for your future, for your compelling future, for your life. So nothing complicated.
So you've been through a lot. But what would you say was that bottom moment for you, that where you said, you know what, done, I got to make a change, now's it? And I know we all have a lot of those. The older we get, the more they are. What would you say is that one experience?
People give up because they do not have mastery tool. I never ever said myself, I'm done. It is what it is. I'm ready to give up. If you're going through hell, keep going. Do not stop there. So I never ever had this thought to give up, because I always had mastery tool. I always knew what to do, how to leverage, what can I do, even as NLP is like positive mind attitude. So you need to create something which can be, you can see the glass half full or half empty. So I stick to the point that I can always see it full. Some people, they do not see a glass. Life is not about blaming and judging. My world is a world of no excuses. There are no excuses. And life is never-ending opportunity. You have to use all you have. You have to make use of all you see. Look around, all you have now, me, like a guest. It's a big honor for me. Your team, your wonderful clinic, it's you manifest, you create, you're creator.
Yeah, and I really believe that once you take charge of your own life, you don't make excuses, you become accountable, and you start to make the little steps, the little changes that you need to make. You form your life, not letting other people
Architect,
form it.
you are
You are the architect of your own life.
That's
And a lot of times we let the setbacks change our goal. But for me, my setbacks grow my goals. Every time somebody puts a door in front of me, I don't think about just overcoming that wall. I think about beating it down and what's the next wall I'm going to get.
What's the next?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important for people to know, that just because you're going through a challenge and you overcome it, there's another one coming. Because every time you're going to get a blessing, you're going to go through a struggle before that. And we need to be prepared for that, because that's what the struggle is about. The struggle is building you, helping you get that perseverance, helping you get that system, helping you get that plan. So when you do have that blessing, that you're able to take action on it and make a difference. That's what I have found. And it's really been my driving force to try to help people to notice that so they could make a difference.
Well, I think life is not about struggling. Life is about using what you can do. And I want to show people evidence of what is possible. And there's so many things possible. And I have so much evidence. I have so many examples. It's not about struggling to solve one problem and another. It's about fulfillment.
I use the wrong term for struggle.
Yeah.
It's a challenge that shows you things that you need to fix in yourself. A lot of times, at least my feeling is, in order to handle that future that you're looking for, you need to prepare for it. That's what I mean by the challenge. Something's going on. There's a greater power out there that slows you down sometimes when you're moving too fast, because you're not ready to get to that next level. You're not able to get the paperwork done. All of a sudden, when those things start to flow, and the paperwork's done on time, your system is done, all of a sudden, boom, the floodgates open and you're ready to move to that next level. And what I appreciate with you is you have that other component of, well, the glass is always half full. There's no such thing as half empty. When I first met you, that was the first thing that I noticed. There's a positive attitude, but there's a positive way of life. And if you carry yourself with the positive way of life, not with the positive attitude, it's so much more fulfilling, so much more evident.
Because it's better for me. I used to learn, and now I teach people logotherapy, which is Viktor Frankl and Alfred Lingley, this professor in Austria, as a school of psychotherapy. So these questions like, what is your why? What's next? What is the outcome? What's in it for me? These are perhaps the most important questions. And I always ask myself, I transform people through my own awakening story. So these questions really help me a lot. And I always ask automatically myself, what is my why? Why do I need this? People don't care what you do. They care what you can do for them.
Exactly.
So it's all about how to become valuable, how to become impact, how to become visible, how to show up in the right way, and what you can deliver. What is your legacy? For example, tomorrow, if you go, how you would like to be remembered, always keep it in mind. So it's in my podcast, there is a whole episode about self-discipline. So the important part, the most important part of self-discipline is to ask these questions to yourself. Why I'm doing this? What? What's next? It keeps you very mindful and awareness.
You know, it's funny. We're from two sides of the world. We're brought up in the same culture, obviously not the same family, but we have the same views.
Unbelievable, yeah.
And every conversation we've had has been like, wow, I think the same way. And we're both questing for knowledge all the time. We're both trying to make a difference in the world. And it's so impactful for me to have somebody like you on the show that wants to make a difference, not just to one person's life, but everybody's life.
The whole world.
The whole world and beyond.
Yes, it's possible.
It is possible. So what would you say for yourself are 3 important characteristics for success?
Persistent progress. Success for me is one word: progress. I mean, like, never stop. Learn, become more. Progress is the most important, and staying consistent, thinking big.
I have found a lot of people accomplish their goals and they're satisfied there and they stop and they get complacent in their lives.
Procrastination and self-sabotage, and then what's next?
Exactly.
My podcast, Limitless Success. Why limitless? Because never ending, it's limitless. The sky has no limit.
I've put that into every aspect of my life. We changed my medical practice to involve more of the mental component because we treat the mind, the body, and the soul. Just finished the show with my friend Renee called Breaking Bread, where we get able to eat dinner with people and get inside their mind and see what really ticks. So my whole life now is dedicated to finding the why for people.
Purpose.
What is your purpose? And then let's figure out how to get it. You know, I was talking to someone yesterday about what they're doing for the rest of their lives. And he happens to be a retired man, 51 years old, happy with his life. He's an ex-fireman from Chicago. And I'm so, okay, so what's next?
Yes, good question.
Because for me, if I don't have to work, now I have time to do other stuff. That's the way I look at it. And his comment was, what do you mean? Retired?
Some people are like this.
Yes, I can't surround myself with it because for me, it's about what can I do next? How can I help next?
Yes. How can I make my life better, myself better, the whole world?
Right. How can I impact others?
Yes. It's about being impactful.
That's where I get my joy from now.
You discovered the joy of living when you see good results, when you help people. That's what happened to me. When I see results with my clients, nothing can beat that.
Well, you do so many different types of therapies, not just the physical. I know you know about hormones and the vitamin supplements, but you work a lot on the mind, which is what I love. It's the component I don't have time to do all the time. I mean, I do a little bit when I talk about weight loss because we have to get to the issues, right?
You need to try my quantum.
I do.
And meditations, breath work, and mindset is the most important.
Yeah.
But I work through questions.
So why don't you tell me with some of the different areas that you do? So the NLP. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about that? How long have you been doing it?
Since my childhood, I've been involved because I'm from a family of doctors, and biology was my favorite subject. Then in London, I started studying neurophysiology, health and fitness education, nutrition. In Stanford, I do have diploma. And then I decided to combine it all together. At some point, all starts in your head. The problem is always in your head, and the solution is in your head. There is no red pill. Perhaps it is, yes. So when you choose this way of living, being eligible, living on high frequency, like red pill in Matrix, you took this pill and that's it. Your life will never be the same. You make out most of each day. I combine different methods. My formula is to work with mindset, to create totally new mindset, new habits, new lifestyle. It's like system of 12 steps when you work with addictions. You change your life. You have to change environment, people, the way you live. And all starts with physiology. I start changing physiology first. It's emotions. Emotions make you fall in love, work. Emotions make you make choices. You start making totally different decisions. So I do a lot of energy. I'm always grounded and peaceful and always full of gratitude. Like I'm filled with this state of gratitude and unconditional love. This is my attitude.
That's an amazing attitude. And we talked off camera about what you've been through. I mean, COVID destroyed a lot of people, but it took away your whole lifestyle.
Not just COVID. The story is much more sad. After COVID, I discovered that my father, who is the light of my life, he was my best friend, my business partner. We had our own business wellness clinic in Ukraine. So he passed away last year, just 2 weeks before the war started.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So I still remember that day. I just said to myself, well, perhaps now I'm ready for totally new, different chapter in my life. And I found this courage to move to United States and start all from the very beginning. But I brought here my light, my energy, my experience, my knowledge, and I want to share.
That's amazing. It's not every day in America that we meet people that have gone through a war and are able to escape from the war. Yeah. But that takes a lot, as you know. I mean, you got to pick up and leave everything that you know and not able to take memories with you because you can't fit everything with you.
Well, I use a lot of rescripting and redesigning your life. But for me, I'm always happy. Positive mind attitude. So I'm alive. For me, luxury to be alive. I lost all my business. I will have a new one.
You lost the actual business, but the business is always you because you're the business. It's in your head.
Yes.
And so it's just another location. And I think that knowledge that you bring, that again, there's going to be people listening to this podcast that are restarting their lives. It's about
I reinvent. I reinvented myself, and I do have this core story, and it's a signature story that I can tell people. For those people who really try to find excuses, or they blame someone, or they just feel a despair, like they're ready to give up. So I have a lot of mastery tools and methods and techniques how to wake up them. Come on, it's so good. Life is a gift.
You were showing me all the podcasts and all the courses that you have. And that's amazing because I'm trying to make them myself and, just trying to find the time to fit in between my medical practice and now doing a little bit more inspirational and motivational.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you. Doing the show, which I just did, was a dream come true. Finding a way to contact impactful people and having real heart-to-heart conversations.
You are doing the right thing. You know why?
Why?
Because we are all human beings. A human being needs human being. And it's all about to stay connected. Find this connection between you, your clients, your patients, between you and this world. Universe. It's all about finding this connection. Stay connected. We can cry together, we can laugh together, we can go through many things and cry from happiness, but it's very important to stay plugged in and connected.
I agree. I lost both my parents. And then when my mom passed away second, you go through really strange time when you lose both your parents, feeling like you're an orphan, even though you're an adult. But it did change my perspective of how I am as a father, how I want to leave that impact with my kids the way my parents did for me. Although my father was sick at the end of his life, he was in the hospital for 47 days. Those 47 days was the most my father and I have ever spoken. We spoke about everything because I was there 24/7. It was the most amazing time of my life with my father in a good way, even though he was sick. We talked about his music career. We talked about his childhood, all his girlfriends when he was a kid. He was married with my mom for 49 years. He told me about their first 20 years of their lives together, about the vacations they went on. Now, you think you have those type of conversations, but you really don't. When you're there with someone for so long, you talk about things you normally don't talk about. And we had such a tight bond in those 47 days and all the stories that he told me. And then when he passed away and everybody came to the wake, knowing them, like I just spoke to them, like one of his mentors.
You discovered totally new.
It was a new life. Like one of his mentors, my father was 79 when he passed away. One of his mentors, I think he was like almost 92. And this gentleman couldn't hear because he's in the music industry. So he has a hearing aid with a metal component that drilled into his head so he can feel the music.
Oh, wow.
So he can still do music at his age without being able to hear. And he told me the stories of my father when my father was 16 years old and how he would try to show my father different ways to play the piano. My father was like, no, I got this. But I never would have known that story. And then after that, my father did his first concert, teenager.
He has this legacy.
Yeah. And then one of the women that I met that came to visit him in the hospital, then she came to the wake and we got friendly. And she actually was writing a book about my father. And again, I read the book and I got to learn again all the things that we never really spoke about his work life. I knew about his family life because that was me, even though he was busy working 2 jobs. But to hear all the amazing things, the places that he traveled, the people that he met, that's life.
Quality, right?
That's what it's about.
I had totally the same with my dad. That's why I moved from London to Ukraine, to my homeland, and we spent every single day together.
That's amazing.
Yes, he was my best friend, angel, and I'm more than sure he's proud of me. I always keep in mind,
Of course he's
legacy. I already wrote so many books. My podcast, Net Force and You, and has so many reviews. For me, one of my favorite parts in the mornings, like when I wake up, make my coffee, and I open iTunes, I read reviews on my podcast, what people write, and I feel myself very, very impactful. And at the same time, I feel so happy that I'm valuable. I can help people, and it's for free.
What's the name of your podcast?
Limitless Success.
Remember that, everybody. Want to be successful, you have to break the chains off. You have to know the only limits that we have are the limits we put on ourselves. That's it. The world is yours for the taking. There's nothing stopping you. You can't say I don't have money. You can't say I don't have time. Just do it. And you'll notice your life changes when you stop with the excuses. You make yourself accountable for everything. Things change. Life is yours for the taking.
Clarity is a power, so the right question can change your life.
Right.
The right strategy can save you years. That's why it's very important to question yourself. Where I am, why I'm doing this, what's the next? Clarity is the power.
So you have a podcast, you have courses.
Life Makeover Academy is my project. And retreats, I do a lot of retreats.
Talk to me about the retreats, because as we expand our medical practice, we're starting to realize now we treat your mind, your body, and your soul, but there's a huge component missing. And I feel that your retreats are that component that I can't do medically, I can't do in the office, but it's a total reset.
Like every cells of your body, your brains, detox your body, you detox your mind. It's very important to nourish and condition your mind.
Sure.
To feed your mind with right information, to have role model, to know who is your role model, to condition your mind with good documentary movies, to read a lot. I do so much every day, research, reading, looking. I go all the time to symposiums, conference, limitless. You need to build yourself from all this every day. You have so many tools to make your life more quality. Life is about meeting a lot of people, learning a lot of lessons. Surround yourself with people who really nourish you, who are good for you. You can grow with them. You can learn from them.
That's another important thing that I've noticed. It's not just who you surround yourself with, it's that community that you share.
Commitment and connection.
Yes.
Commitment and connection. So in my retreat, I work not just with physiology and detoxing. I use IV drips. I use like anti-aging program. Involved so many things involved. I also do quantum meditations, breathing, masterminds, kind of brainstorm where you discuss, where you have so many insights. It's like awakening. It lights you up. And I do this more than 10 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I know all the doctors. We did it in many parts of the world. Spain, Tulum, Ukraine, now Florida.
So tell me the vision. What's your next goal to do?
To make Miami, Florida, the best place in the world. To make so many people happy and healthy. Keep helping them to become even more impactful. To learn, to teach people, to live with gratitude. To share with them at least a part of my knowledge. Sacred knowledge.
That's awesome. Commend you for that. That's great.
I believe in universe. I believe in God. Life is such a gift. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people take it for granted. I think a lot of people don't enjoy the journey. The journey is the most important. You have to enjoy every day. You have to enjoy every
like
moment.
a process.
Because you don't get a second chance at that moment. You'll have another chance, but not at that moment. So every moment counts. And you got to make the most out of it. And I think with people with your attitude and your programs, I think that's a real way to be an inspiration to people. And I thank you for everything that you do. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again and working with you and making an impact with you.
Likewise, we can make this world a better place together.
Exactly. All right, everybody, it's Dr. Dave, the closing comment. So your homework today is I'd like you to take 3 of your challenges in your life, 3 things that really have affected you, and show yourself, write it down and show yourself how each one of those struggles or challenges have improved your life. And we don't always look at it like that. I'll give you, for instance, I played football. I played semi-pro football. I was all ready for tryout for, that time it was the World Football League, the NFL subsidiary in Europe. I was all ready for a tryout and it hurt my. So now you think about that, and that's what I'm talking about. Challenge, right? So that's a real challenge. So what did it do? So I could have worked just as hard and tried to continue my football career. But no, that's when I decided, you know what? I'm going back to school full time. So if I didn't hurt my knee, I may not be a doctor today. I may not be able to change lives. And in one of the most important things that we do as a medical practice, every day, we try to figure out how we're going to change lives together. We do it for each other, and then we try to make sure we do that for every patient that we speak to for the day. So take this time, look at your struggles, look at your challenges, and make sure that they have changed you in a positive way. And if you can't find those 3 things, write us and we'll help you look at those things. We'll help you look at your life, re-examine so you could figure out the best way to change your life. And it takes a lot of discovery, takes a lot of looking inside, but you'll find these 3 challenges that have changed your life. Write them down, keep them in a journal, reflect on them, and always remember to continue to grow. Thank you, and we'll see you for our next podcast.